All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Yahawashi, by Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect Akim out here during this fight, pushing this word with faith, hope, and sincerity. So this lesson is basically going to be just giving some background, giving some description, giving some examples of the term great whore in the scriptures, because we know clearly that it represents America, aka Babylon. But when you read in Revelation the 17th chapter, it speaks of it as being ancient Rome. But we also know that ancient Rome is modern day America, okay? Or as we often say, the revised Roman Empire being America. So I just want to get into these two terms, great whore, and just really, like I said, just give some description of what they go into, because notice that it says great initially, and then it says whore, and whore is always referenced as a woman, okay, or as a harlot. And that's exactly what America does. America basically sells itself to any man. And when I say man, I mean any type of being, okay, in which it can deceive by its lustful appetite, by its sorcery, by its witchcraft, by its vain philosophies, okay, and it's an innumerable list, okay, of devices in which Esau, the so-called white man, has equipped this whore with, which makes it great. So I'm gonna start here in Revelation the 17th chapter in the first verse, and Lord willing, this lesson to be edifying for the elect. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Okay, so we're just gonna get these couple of words here, and as I said, we're just gonna build off of that with edification.
Strong's G 3173.
Megas. Okay, it says great of the external form or sensible appearance of things or a person. You know, America the Great or Babylon the Great. Okay, it says in particular of space and its dimensions as respect mass and weight, great, compass or compass, and extent large, spacious, measure and height long, stature and age great and old. So we're going to jump down here to the part in which I really want to get, because you brothers can go back and read these. But the one in which I want to highlight more importantly here is 4, where it says great things, and it says of things which overstep the province of a created being, proud, presumptuous things, full of arrogance, derogatory to the majesty of Yahawah. Okay, so that's that first term, great, you know, and that judgment that's coming to America. Okay, but the reason why I wanted to go into that word great is because it gives you scale. Okay, so when you talk about democracy, when you talk about Caesar Borgia, when you talk about religion, when you talk about Christianity, all of these things are perpetuated here in America. When you talk about do what thy wilt, all of those are great in size, but most specifically, it's derogatory to the majesty of Yahawah by Yahawashi, because America in itself, it promotes a anti-Messiah or anti-Messiah society. That is one of the ways in which it's great, as far as being presumptuous and full of arrogancy. You know, where scripture says in Isaiah 47, how I will sit as a queen. You know, I will not see death. I will not be a widow. Okay, because as scripture says also, their inward thought is that their houses are going to continue forever. So that's a way in which America promotes itself as being great. So let's get the next part of that word here, which is for whore.
Strong's G 4204. Porne. Porne.
Notice it says a woman who sells her body for sexual uses. A prostitute, a harlot, one who yields herself to defilement for the sake of gain. And that's exactly what America is, okay? It yields itself for the defilement of all the rest of these other heathen nations, and it corrupts them, okay, through that sexual use. And that sexual use is these people fulfilling their wicked ass lust, being transgenders, being homosexuals, being pedophiles, okay, believing in these false gods, okay, worshiping themselves, which is idolatry, okay, worshiping money. All of those things are for the sake of gain. And what are they gaining by these other heathen nations and 2/3 of our people being intimate with this whore is gaining control over their minds and in their thoughts. Okay? It says, any woman indulging in unlawful sexual intercourse, whether for gain or for lust. And then this is the part I want to highlight more importantly. Part 2, it says metaphorically an idolatress. Okay? Meaning that she's being intimate with our people, these other heathen nations, America, in which I'm speaking of, as far as a whore. She's doing it to where you can worship her, okay? Instead of worshiping Yahawashi, because she's constantly fulfilling your lust, okay? Basically dumbing you down to where you're no longer spiritual about any aspect of life. Now you're just like a carnal beast, and that's where Esau controls our people by dumbing them down with these pagan customs and traditions, having them worship phalluses, you know, in the what is it called, Vesica Pisces, okay, worshiping the female and the male nature, but not worshiping the spirit of Yahawashi. He sets up those images as idols, okay, to where you can worship his symbolism. All right. It says of Babylon, i.e. Rome, the chief seat of idolatry. So anytime you reference ancient Rome, okay, you are referencing a society and a culture established by Edomites coming out of the Greek society, which was another society built off of idolatry. And America is no different, okay? It's reincarnated Rome all over again. All right, so I just want to bring out a couple of scriptures. This is Proverbs 23 and 27. It says, for a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. Okay? And all of these are referencing not only specifically America, but any philosophy that comes from America, because all of them are man-made. They're religions. Okay? But the reason why it says is a deep ditch is because it keeps you in a perpetual falling, okay, into more and more wickedness or iniquity, okay? Because this whore, America, okay, isn't pure. So even when you go into the definition of a whore, I'm gonna grab that real quick, okay?
Strong's H 2181. Zana.
It says commit fornication, be a harlot, play the harlot, commit adultery, to be a cult prostitute. Okay? That means that this whore is not just a whore to one man or one entity. She's a whore to any and everything that she can seduce with her charm, with her lust, okay? That is what it means by when scripture says a whore is a deep ditch. Okay? Just like scripture also says that we are in the valley of the shadow of death. Okay? Which is America. Okay? Where all types of abominations go on. Which is the reason why it said Rome was the chief seat of idolatry. No different than America is today. Okay? Let's read this. It says, a primitive root, highly fed, and therefore wanton, okay, to commit adultery, usually of the female, okay, and less often of simple fornication, rarely of involuntary ravishment, figuratively to commit idolatry. The Jew, well, it says Jewish people, it says the Jews, the Jew people being regarded as the spouse of Yahawah, which we are, which is the reason why we shouldn't commit fornication or idolatry or adultery with America, okay? Because we are espoused to Yahawah by Yahawashi. Says cause to commit fornication continually, great to be, play the harlot, cause to be, play the harlot, commit fall, to whoredom, okay? Be whorish, all right? So yeah, just giving, like I said, a quick, simple background of the whore and why the whore is so great. See, she was great because she deceived many nations. That's why when we read in Revelation 17:1, it says, and there came one out of the seven angels, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters representing people, okay? And how she's been able to seduce so many people through her seduction, which is basically her offering herself in a way which satisfies the lust of the flesh. That's what makes it great, because that greatness is what's being offered is derogatory or converse, okay, to Yahawah by Yahawashi. So it makes these people sensual. It makes them emotional, okay? It charges them up in carnality, not in spirituality. So this is Proverbs chapter 2 verse 10. It says, when wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. Who does this sound like? Who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they froward in their paths. It says, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words. Now this is referencing that great whore, okay? First of all, she's a strange woman, okay? Foreign to us, okay? But not only that, she flattereth with her words. Scripture says that though their words be smoother than butter, but war is in their heart. And that's how they use that seduction, okay, to defile our people. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to give a quick background of that. And let's get this word here, strange.
Strong's H2114. Zur.
Okay, so here's the definition I want to bring out. It says, this is A4, strange woman, prostitute, harlot. So this is America's profession, okay? Being a whore, being able to seduce and to charm and to enchant, okay, wickedness above the spirit and the truth of Yahawah by Yahawashi. That's America's goal, to to be in the seat of Yahawashi as that whore that sitteth upon many waters. Last verse here. This is Proverbs 5:1. It says, "My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear unto mine understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil." See, we just referenced that from Psalms the 55th chapter. Her words, or her mouth, is smoother than oil. That's what makes or gives a whore more ammunition, because she's already seductive by the lust in which satisfies the appetite of the flesh. But then those smooth words just reinforce that same sentiment. This is Proverbs 7:5. It says, "That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding." See? That's what this great whore is doing. She's looking for men specifically, okay, in which she can corrupt. Verse 8, "Passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot, and subtile of heart." Those smooth words, nothing but fornication coming out of her mouth. Okay, wicked abomination. It says, "She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with a impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. And I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. He is gone a long journey." Okay? So, actually, I'm going to read down a little bit more. Verse 20, it says, "He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed." Verse 21, "With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With her flattering of her lips, she forced him," And so really, read, the whole chapter of Proverbs, the 7th chapter. But I just wanted to bring that out because it gives a perfect example of how her mouth is smoother than oil. Okay. And clearly King Solomon, wrote the book of Proverbs because, he was one of the many that befailed strange women, and to give us warning, of this ultimate strange woman being America, aka Babylon, this great whore. This is back in Proverbs 5:3. It says, "For the lips of the strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are immovable, that thou canst not know them." Yeah, it's a slippery, snake type of woman. And philosophy. "Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house." Let me see here. Yep. And really, like I said, you brothers can go back and read Proverbs, the 7th chapter, the 5th chapter, because all of that is just a deep ditch, man. And the scriptures warn against that. This is back in Proverbs 23 and 27. For a whore is a deep ditch. That deep ditch ultimately is hell or the grave, which is ultimately death. Okay? It says, and a strange woman is a narrow pit, meaning you ain't gonna get out of it, bro, and that's what America wants. It wants you to be intimate with her philosophies to where you can corrupt yourself. And now, basically, she devours men, and, takes them away from returning unto righteousness. So I just wanted to bring that lesson out real quick, man, through the Spirit. Lord willing, you brothers were edified. Once again, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone, teaching rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom.